Okay, game number 1, Dragonshire. We had qualifier number 8, everybody, and we have a best of 3 on our hands between the Cats and Disgusting. So there's only 3 qualifiers left, 8, 9, and 10. And the teams are trying to get their points for the leaderboard. The Cats are actually the number 1 right now. And you know why? Because they participated in every single qualifier. And they even won one of them and came in 2nd place once or twice. So once again, if you're consistent, then you are going to end up not only in the top 8, but also in a good position. Now, obviously, there's a couple of teams that are still attacking that spot. We have Chili Mountain, 2nd place. Oxygen Esports is recently participating in all of the qualifiers, today included. As I said multiple times in the past, the entire format is designed so that teams can decide when they want to participate in the qualifiers and when they just can't because somebody, I don't know, has like an appointment or vacation or whatever. But here we got the Cats now trying to go a little bit higher onto the board in points. And the bans on map number 1, Dragonshire, is first of all Lucio. With this being a very rotation heavy map, anything that speeds those rotations up is of course a threat, so Lucio gets better armed quickly. Could see still, of course, something similar with Medivh if a team decides that they want to go down that route. Lately that happens a little more. Lately we're actually seeing a lot more of that. But yeah, here comes Hogger. And that is our first pick for the top lane, and also to grab all of these camps. Now, tanks that are oftentimes taken here outside of Tyrell, who is banned now, Muradin immediately comes to mind. So that is definitely a chance that we're going to get him. With now Blaze locked in for the red team, sorry, blue team, it doesn't seem like we're going to get Rexa as the king of Dragonshire. I would be surprised if we're not going to get the dwarf at least. Well, we got 1 dwarf, so we got the birdie. Falstad and Rega. Yeah, we got Pirate Falstad. Best skin for Falstad. I mean, hands down. He is super funny, and apparently the dance, especially the dance animation for Falstad has always been a blast. I like that. But yeah, very, very happy with this. Okay, so we got Hirath and Captain Rex also locking their picks in, which I guess is going to give us also bans. Right. That was something that I kind of forgot. We still have a couple of heroes to ban out. So Diablo's banned, Garrosh up, Muradin up, probably the most likely choices. And let's not forget about Jojo. So yeah, Jojo is there too. Tracer getting banned, so goodbye girl. She's out, no zipping around for the blue team. But as I said before, we still have Muradin and Johanna. One of the two is very likely going to be chosen for the Cats now. We're still needing a support. Depending on what they want to do, they could also go into Anduin Genji, so that's also an option on the damage. They definitely have the players to pull that off. And there's the dwarf, and there's Genji. Alright, Captain Rex very likely going to play Anduin here, and unless something unforeseen happens, with Dragonshire now rounding out, we get the last 2 picks in for Alvaros and Mimikyu. So we still need a tank for them. Jojo is up, she could be picked. And they need a little bit more damage. So what are they going to get here? I feel like I'm missing some hero for Dragonshire. Anyways, there's Jojo. Kelthas! Haven't seen you in a while. Look at that. Salami boy is in. Alright. Kelthas in the house, everyone. And I suppose now we're going to get the Anduin pick. Or is Captain Rex going to deviate away from that and picking something completely different? Don't really think so, but well, we'll see. They're waiting the entire pick duration. I guess pre-selected and they just let it pick on the timer running out. Seems like it, alright. And it is Anduin, as expected. Light bomb engage with Genji. Guys, we're set. Stage 4 map number 1 is all set up and we're heading into Dragonshire. On the left side, Dracula with Sylvanas for the Cats. We got Hirath and Genji. Captain Rex is playing Anduin. Hornio on Blaze, and Malo is playing Muradin. On the right side of the map, it's Lavakal on Rega. We got Mimikyu playing Jojo, Atrax on Falstad, and look at it, Alvaros with Kelthas. Ashalalor, Salami. Yeah, good old salami thief over there. Richu is playing Hogger and rounds out the draft, and I guess we're going to get a bit of a mid lane brawl between the 2 teams as everybody is starting to move in here right away. But yeah, I like Kalthas. Kalthas is a special spot in my heart. Never really liked playing him, honestly, but the time in the game when Kalthas was a consistent pick together with heroes like ETC, which was always done. I mean, even in the early HGC era, but pre-HGC as well, we had a lot of cool combos and team compositions that I kind of enjoy, and this was definitely a bit of one of them. Bit of bomb spreading going on there purposefully. The cool thing about him is just simply that he has the CC that he can add to any kind of initial stun or slow, and that makes him super interesting for certain lockdown compositions. His wave clear is of course quite nice, and especially, I mean, honestly for this map, it's not really the pick that I necessarily expected here. I could have more seen it again on Infernal Shrines, where the entire objective is centered around a single point, and therefore gives you a big chance to get living bomb damage out. But yeah, time will tell. The bird! Oh, he had chicken for dinner, baby! But look at that, Kalthas already getting his kills, spreading the bombs, and making sure that Falstad didn't die in vain. Falstad traded for Genji, and Rhaegar is already taking the camp together with the rest of the team. So yeah, teams are able and willing to be a bit aggressive early on here, and doing their thing. So we got now all the way up at the top. Richu pushing this out. Finally, Blaze is arriving. Okay. Needed to get that in. And at the same time now we got with the bot lane, the Siege Giants camps, the Siege Giant camps en route for both. Mana Addict, of course, is currently being gathered up pretty diligently by Kalthas. In an ideal world, you want to complete that before level 10 hits for your opponent. Makes survivability just so much easier for you. And there we go. Talking about survivability on Kalthas, right? Immediately in trouble, gets some damage out. They're trying to go for Genji again, and Hera dies. The doggy comes in. The camp has been stolen, though, so that's a big downside. And I think they're going to lose Hogger, too. He is dead as well. And that is a quick kill. That's a double kill. And they are getting mad value out of this. I mean, damn, look at this. They're getting real value here. They're absolutely delaying them, they stole the camp away, and that is just a great opening for the Cats. Very aggressive, and they of course risk a few things. Genji might have gone a little bit too deep at times, but it was a worthy trade. They steal the opponent's camp, they can now pressure the top side a little bit. A lot of resources have to be used by Disgusting to defend the top lane, and those are now freed up on the blue team side to pressure the bot lane, go into the middle, and maybe even go for a Dragon Knight. I mean, they're controlling both of the shrines. Genji's being caught down here, but able to escape. Could not touch out on the living bomb damage though. But they're trying to get the rest here now too. Alright. So, middle of the map. We got Honio taking the next camp here. It's not that big of a lead, honestly. I really thought that they would pull a bit farther ahead, considering that it felt like they had map control. And completely got that here, but not that much happened actually. It's only 3 kills to 2, so the advantage isn't that huge. The defense was well set up topside, so that Disgusting didn't lose too much, and all of a sudden they're the ones pressuring. The bird gets attacked immediately. And yep, there we go. Up at the top, we got Richu all alone. Can they get a stun? Yes, but there's Falstad to help out immediately. Level 7 talents are now ready for them. Red team still trying to get control here. And at the same time, we now have the move at the bottom of the map in an attempt to recapture that shrine. So far, Genji is the one that is defending the mid lane to ensure that nobody grabs the objective. We're 4 minutes in already. Big jump again by Rhaegar. This is the second one. First he was baited in by Genji in the earlier battle over the camp, and now we saw the same thing happening with Sylvanas here. So yeah, 3 kills to 2. And still the pressure from Disgusting. I like it. Down to the bottom of the map. Captain Rex coming in. And yep, there we go. The bird is there, trying to go for Drag here. Don't think they can get the kill, but the move for Rhaegar. And he has no way he escapes. Ah, come on. Don't tell me he gets out here. Nah, he dies, but so did Genji. So a little bit of a theme here. They seem to be trading Genji for other kills. That's what's happening here continuously. And this is honestly the 3rd time now. So 3 deaths on the blue team, and all 3 of them by Genji. Dracula explodes, the bomb spread over. And how much damage does he actually have? Where's Kalthas? He's at 9,000. So not quite top damage in the game, but our boy is doing some work here and is really making this an annoying game for them. Now, the only one that hasn't died yet on the red team is, as you can see, Jojo. Where Sylvanas is now also fallen, so making sure that Genji is not the only one that is dying. With level 10 quickly approaching, we can, of course, expect the approach with a light bomb. Yeah, another stun, a little bit of body blocking, and we could see a hit. Nah, not gonna go that deep. Still no Dragonite, by the way. There's level 10, so maybe we're gonna get it now. They go for the Phoenix to zone them out even further. Could even use it here. But yep, bombs are spreading. Mirrodin misses the Stormbolt, zoning Stormbolt, and we get also the Falling Sword. As mentioned before, it should be the Falling Flail. Johanna actually doesn't have... Oh, what a cleanse, Lavakal! You little monster! If that stun hits Falstad, the birdie is toast. Good light bomb engaged by Genji and Anduin, but not good enough to really get a kill there. Rega was just waiting for that. There's the shockwave. They go for Marlow. Anduin is the first one to fall, and nice turnaround by Disgusting. Well played. 5 kills to 4. And maybe now the opportunity to get an objective with a healer out of the picture. 16 stacks for Kel'Thas. They're actually not going for the top shrine. You can still rotate around the opponent too easily here. So what they are doing instead is just simply locking in the keep for free. The camp. The camp for free, not the keep, but that would probably allow them to get some structural damage in on the fort at the bottom of the map. Yeah, Genji, good luck with that. Trying to steal this one away. Here comes the Falling Flail as Jojo jumps in again, but they can't get a kill here. I'm not so sure about this Ancestral. Was that really needed? Did I miss something? He was at 80% HP. There's the Gus, but Jojo is dead, so is Genji. The theme continues. Genji is able to get his kills over and over and over again. He's just not able to get out alive. That's his problem right now. So the blue team is threatening the Dragonite again. It's a cool game for our first one here. Definitely setting up the series. So top side, we now got Richu doing his thing. Horneo also sitting tight. But of course they're gonna recapture at least one of the shrines now. And that will alleviate some of the damage, but Falstad was right in the mid lane either way. So there was no chance for Sylvanas to sneak this in. Yeah, we're 8 minutes in. Still no objective. Everybody is guarding it well. Talking about guarding it, they're going for Hogga again. Dragcatch comes out. Wailing Arrow, they really want him and they can't get him. Too many ults being used here to no avail. The quest for Kel'Thas is completed and they're taking this. But the retake at the bottom of the map is also soon going to happen. Oh, but they're going to get it! He runs! He has the Dragonite! They might have to sacrifice Mirrodin now. He popped the Avatar and everything that he had, but I guess they're both going to die now. Oh boy, yes, they are. Oh, that Gravity Lab's just so good. Absolutely on point, locking both of them down. So yes, you get the Dragonite, but the question is still, what can you do with it? Now they got plenty of time, of course. There's no need to rush it. And it's just trying to defend at the bottom of the map. Sacrificing 2 heroes for it, maybe not quite worth it. They're now losing hit points on their bottom fort. But the Dragonite is just moving over. Again, at the end of the day, even if you're just using your Dragon's Breath over and over again to take those minions out, you're going to be in a decent place. And you can see they want to do at least some damage here, and they do. But Genji will have to zoom out quickly. Now they're getting some damage done, so 1 tower's down, and those minion waves are of course also annihilated. They took another tower down in the middle of the map, but far from what they initially were hoping for. In a 5 versus 3 situation, there's only so much that you can do on the other hand, so you can't really blame them for that. Just losing 2 heroes with that is, yeah, is still a thing. Now, obviously, at this point, they are falling behind in experience. Those 2 kills against them weren't really worth it. But we'll see what they can do for now, because we have 23 stacks at least for Kel'Thas. Survivability is rising for him, and we'll see. By the way, talking about Salami Boy, I actually had somebody, one of you guys came onto my Twitter, that was just today, and told me that instead of trying pizza with pineapple and ham, what really should be tried and be done is salami and pineapple. Now, I'm not sure about that. I mean, we got Salami Boy in, so obviously that's the segue into this little discussion. I have to admit that I've never tried that. My initial response would be that I can't really imagine how that is a good fit. but I mean, willing to try it, I suppose. So, where do we stand on that? Pineapple with salami, yay or nay? Is that a winner or is that a losing proposition? Like, I'm honestly not sure. I've never tried it. Only had it with ham so far. And they just steal the camp away. That was nice. You come in with a level 16 and they're just coming in and are like, you know what? That camp belongs to us. All your camps belong to us. So, yep, they steal that away. That's how you exploit a level 16 talent advantage. It's exactly like that. That light bomb didn't do anything either. They're trying to get some work in on Marlow, but that hasn't really worked just yet. Oh, and there it is, the kill on the support. Nothing better than taking the opponent's support out at the beginning of the fight. If you're in a long sustained battle, then this is just the dream. Absolutely the dream. So they're taking the wall apart, and they can now finally go for a fort. They had, by the way, Blaze also attack the top lane as all of this happened, and he did a lot of damage. Talking about damage, Jojo dies, the Gus is a bit too late, and that's another problem. Yeah, they're losing a lot of ground here. So it was until now Disgusting who was getting farther and farther ahead in this game, but now they are the ones who are really suffering here. The bottom fort has fallen. The top fort has taken damage. They have no fountain at the bottom of the map anymore, and this looks more and more like Dragon Knight number 2 for the Cats. Yeah, Stormbolt. And they want Sylvanas in the Dragon Knight. They had a chance to get it with somebody else, to get it with Anduin. They decided against it. They're getting Genji instead in. And now we have a real Dragon Knight on our hands. This time they can push with it. They have the entire team on the map, so they can create some pressure on other lanes. Falstead dodging away. Well done. And here we go. Yep, with that, we now have immediately another fort destroyed. And another one! Look at that! Itrax just dodging time and time again the Dragon Knight pun. At this point, it's personal. At this point, it's really, really personal. Okay. Yeah, sometimes, honestly, it's like one of these things. I had something like that the other day. It was actually kind of crazy. So, I was hunting a bug down, and it took me 3 hours to find out what exactly triggered that bug, but it became a personal matter at that point. At some point I was like, okay, this is between me and you. This thing is baiting me, taunting me. It appeared, disappeared, wasn't reproducible. It took me ages to lock it in, but I finally found it. Nothing more satisfying than that. It happened in the morning hours. Let me tell you, nothing could ruin my mood anymore on this day. I was at some point so desperate. I was like, am I crazy? Does it exist? Is it a thing? Are we real? Is this thing real? Did I imagine it? And at some point I actually could. It was a crazy thing too. You have no idea how happy that made me. I hunted that thing down for like 3 hours and I tried everything. And that's the same thing here. It gets personal at some point. So there is now a personal vendetta between the Dragon Knight, Genji and Falstead. If you dodge out on this shit this many times, then yeah, that's just what it is. So yeah, there we go. 8 kills to 9. And, well, off we go. We got on the damage front. Where's Kel'Thas looking? We got Kel'Thas on 39,000 damage. And 49,000 for Genji. So he's doing a little bit better here. Whereas the Richu is already diving in with the rest of the team towards the camp. Yeah, they're still a little bit on the back foot here though. They lost every single fort, and while they're taking their own camp, we have 2 currently being attacked by the Cats. So they are moving in for that. Yep, 8 kills to 9 still. And without any forts left, there's a lot more for the Cats on the map to do, since they have a fallback option with these fountains. So they are now pushing, venturing in enemy territory in an attempt to pressure them back here. Hopefully, of course, for them, also do some damage to the walls. Shrines activating. And it's up to Disgusting now to somewhat fight back here. Now the first step is, of course, to get a bit closer to level 20, because that's gonna hit any moment now for the blue team. Blaze is, by the way, the only hero that hasn't fallen yet in this game. Always bunkering up here. And this mecha spider up there. But yeah, of course they want to have a Dragon Knight now. And the goal here is to attack with the Dragon Knight in level 20 talents, and then use those Storm talents and the objective to break through the bot lane and take the keep down. It's a little bit unlikely that they can go straight up for the core, but well, if they get a kill or two, you never know. So game number 1 in the best of 3. Here we are. This is the big opportunity to at least get a keep. And the blue team has the level 20, whereas Disgusting just is staying away from any fights for as long as they can. They have falls at the top. His job is to get them the experience. So he's going to fly in as soon as he can, but they still need another minion wave or two as we have to push through the bottom. Sylvanas, of course, here. And it seems like that Dragonite is just shit at punting. I mean, honestly, this is like the 4th or 5th time that he's trying to kick somebody around. It is never happening. Jojo just iron skins up. The bird, you know, dodging again. Atrax is having none of this shit, and Genji's losing that battle completely. So that little grudge match between them is very heavily decided in favor of Falstad. But at least he got a kick on Jojo. It doesn't change the fate of the keep at the bot lane, though. This one goes down. Bunker is ready. They try to go for Mirrodin. He just comes in with the rest of the team. Good ult again from Jojo. She now has access to her level 20 as well. Hogger is pogging completely, but a little bit too hard. And that's another quick hit here. Yeah, talking about quick hits, there we have another quick stun. And with that, they might get the kill on Rega. Nice Ancestral. And even the follow-up. Genji down and Blaze down. That stops this attack. Okay, they get 3 kills even. Time for Disgusting to try and capitalize on this. They lost the key, but they got 3 kills, and now they're chasing. Birdie already on the way to the front. Trying to get Captain Rex. And he should be able to escape. Yeah, especially now. There's no way to take him any longer. Has the speed. Gets away, but this fort is gonna fall. And it's honestly on Disgusting to try and do some more here. They need to get counter pressure going. And their goal seems to be to take the bottom keep down. And honestly, that is very reasonable. I'm not so sure about that Phoenix. I would rather have that seen on the keep on the core, yeah, keep itself. But well, off we go. So right here, we already have 12 kills to 9. And they're gonna get that keep. They won't be able to go for the core directly, but that's not really the goal here. So the keep goes down, and all of a sudden, we have a fairly even situation in the game again. Now, it's not completely even yet, because there are still 2 forts for the cats in the mid and the top lane. Which means that the catapult pressure is decidedly in favor of the blue team. But this is still a very interesting back and forth that we have now. And the level 20 talents are quite solid. So the upgrade for Rega gives them a lot more sustain. We have at the same time also Jojo with the cooldown reduction, which is always a win. So this is still anybody's game to take, honestly. We'll see what exactly they can do around the objective, because that's what really matters now. I guess the next team that gets an objective will likely win the game. Now we're 18 minutes in. These Dragonites are not that strong again. They're strong, don't get me wrong, but we're not in one-shot territory where they're just absolutely demolishing this. And Sylvanas nearly got it. Nearly got it. Jojo was just in time at the bottom shrine to make sure that the objective doesn't end up again in the hands of the cats. And Disgusting so far didn't have one. Disgusting so far did not have a Dragonite. 65,000 damage against 57,000 damage. What are they doing? Hello? They're actually pushing this? Okay. I mean, now it's gonna be a fight. No, they're actually outplaying them. They're trying to get this one. Can they? Yes, Genji's in the middle. That's a Dragonite. Yeah, they out-rotated them. Dragonite is taken. They need to get a kill. They know it as well, but they don't have a blessed shield. So they can't use that, but they want to go for the kill here. And the Dragonite has already been claimed. That was actually sneaky. They just moved past them and just grabbed it. And it seems like they're not going for the core. Instead, they're going for a second keep here. So they're just trying to get farther ahead. Now, the blue team's core gets attacked a bit because there was still a catapult. And this catapult here, that's 2 catapults on the core at the 20-minute mark. That's going to be interesting. They might lose the shield here. Probably not. I guess the minion wave is going to take it down before that happens. But this is decidedly interesting what's going on here. It was a bit of a push by Disgusting, and then the cats just snuck behind them and took the objective quickly. So now we have another keep about to be destroyed. Yep, keep number 2. And they are making a move for the core after all. And they should be able to get some damage in. I'm not sure if they can take the entire thing down, but they're definitely going to try. And the shield is already gone. Dragonite is not dead yet. Another 10%. There's the gust. They got the bunker. And it's 69%. Nice. But can you get a little bit more? There's a kill potentially against Jojo. No, she moves out. no kill, light bomb. The core is still fine. Guys, they are fighting. They're just poking it out slowly and steadily. But it's getting a little bit wild here. Yep, 20%. This should be a wrap. Nicely done. The Cats, ladies and gentlemen. They take game number 1 with the 3rd Dragon Eye. GG. The 1-0 lead.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
Battlefield of Eternity, map number 2. Okay, guys, we got the 1-0 lead for the Cats, everybody. And yeah, nice start into the series, honestly. Shire was a pretty cool map. They played it well. Now we're heading into the second one. We got Battlefield of Eternity. And yeah, I wouldn't mind to see a Vala here again. Then again, I never mind to see Vala. My dirty, dirty girl. Vala and I, we have our personal relationship. Vala was my main for years and years and years. She was probably my first true love in Heroes of the Storm. Back in the days when you had a multi-shot build that had cooldown reduction, where you just carpet the floor. It was fucking crazy. She was a monster. But yeah, obviously nowadays you have multiple builds that you can play with. It's not like this one-size-fits-all build. You can actually adjust a bit on what kind of map you are playing. Being it Infernal Shrines with AoE, Battlefield of Eternity with an arrow build, or whatever. There's so many different things that you can do, and you never really just like shoot into one particular build. But either way, we got first of all, we got our Hanzo ban. And I love how disgusting at this point is just simply targeting Captain Rex and saying like, no Lucia for you, and you're also not gonna get Anduin. Yeah, Hoggar's out as well. So that leaves Rhaegar up as a pick, obviously. He's gonna have priority when it comes to support picks. That is more or less a certainty. Who else do we have? I mean, we got the Fruit Fly, we got Shitwing. So Shitwing is also still in the house. Kind of forgot about her for a while there. Yeah. Death to all fruit flies. I've seen a couple of Jimmys lately again. We've seen Jimmy on Tomb of the Spider Queen of all maps. I mean, yeah, you can use it against the Web Weavers, but I would honestly love another game where we get Jimmy on Battlefield of Eternity. There was a time when he was really the go-to pick here, and I kind of loved it because it fit exactly into that mold where you have certain heroes that just do well on specific maps, whereas on others, you know, they're not too oppressive. But either way, we got Yrel now in, and we got Li Ming. Hanzo's out of the picture, but Sylvanas is still up, so you can easily go for her. We could see a triple front line with a Thrall. There's Trashwing right there. Not even going into an early Rhaegar. Instead, we get now Chromie and Brightwing. Alright. Brightwing looks like a frog. Honestly. I mean, that just looks like a frog. You can tell me whatever you want. I know I'm insulting some murky player right now. But still, Brightwing absolutely looks like a frog when you look at that thing. Disgusting. Exactly. Alright, so Diablo's banned. Muradin's still up. Jojo's still up. Two of the big ones at this point. And, well... someone's a bit hesitant on the bans. I mean, they could also just ban out another support and be like, alright, let's just target Captain Rex with everything we have. But they seem to be more worried about another Genji attack. Yeah. Alright, so we still need a damage dealer with Li Ming. First of all, we're gonna get a tank here now. Yeah, tanks haven't been chosen for the red team yet either. So, what's it gonna be? We're gonna get a Muradin. Is the dwarf gonna hop in? I still remember the days when especially Breeze was picking Muradin against Chromie and just like jumped on her whenever she started the animation for any of her abilities, and he just like jumped in and consistently put her under pressure. But instead, there's the Thrall pick that I talked about earlier. Didn't expect him in that rotation, but here it is, and we get Rhaegar together with it. So with Jojo and Muradin up, and of course other heroes like Nuburak if you want to go into a deep dive build or whatnot. There's no shortage of frontliners. There's no bans happening anymore. So no matter what's getting taken on the other side, you're gonna be fine here. But yeah, Greymane and Muradin. All right, that's good immortal damage. If Chromie softens the targets up, Greymane can go in for the kill. Can go for the throat. We had Murden as a stun, Brightwing with CC, and then Blaze. That's a lot that they can use here. It's not too shabby. Dracula and Thrall, is it going to go into Trash Lightning, or we're going to get, again, Trolling Thunder? And Imperius. Interesting. Triple frontline without a main tank, so Imperius most like the main tank right now, but not quite. Okay, Battlefield of Eternity, everybody. Let's go. Map number 2, the lead goes to the Cats. Let's see if they can decide it with a 2-0 and move on to the grand final, or if Disgusting forces the third map of the series. Drakia on Liming, Hirath on Thrall, we got Honio on Urel, Captain Rex on Rhaegar, and Marlow on Imperius. Towards the right side of the map, Disgusting. They gotta win 2 in a row if they want to move on to the grand final of the qualifier. Qualifier number 8. We got Richu on Blaze, Mimikyu on Murden, Itrax is playing Greymane, Lavakal on Brightwing, and Alvaros on Chromie. Alright, and there it is. We get Trash Lightning, everybody. Neat. Yeah, if you're playing in the 4-man, then you can definitely go for the stacks. So we're going to keep our eye on that. Always happy when we see this. Again, if you have the composition that can play with it. But yeah, it should be pretty interesting. I was reminded of one story, by the way, a little bit earlier, because we were talking about tracers and mosquitoes buzzing around and trash wing with fruit flies and everything. And so I told this already a bit on the Twitch stream, but last Saturday we had another group ride. And this time it was a little bit different because we were riding with a different group, and that group starts a bit farther away from Valencia. So I had to ride a bit more, and the meetup was at 7 o'clock in the morning, which meant that I had to leave Valencia with my bike at 6 o'clock in order to get there. And in total we rode 200 kilometers this day, so really, really long ride. And also it was 40 degrees, a bit more even, 43 at some point during the middle of the day. So it was a rough one. A lot of fun, but quite rough. But the interesting thing was the morning, as we are seeing the fruit fly being killed. Yeah, that's what I needed in the morning. Exactly that, but I didn't have it. So the one thing that nobody told me is, like, we had to ride along the coast a little bit. And along the coast in the south of Valencia, there's a lot of rice fields. And what I was absolutely not aware of is that when we rode there at 6 o'clock in the morning with the sun pretty much not out yet, there is fucking thousands, millions of mosquitoes. And I had no idea. I mean, when you think about it then, and somebody would have asked me, do you think this could be a thing? I would have been like, duh. But I didn't even think about the fact that we would ride along the rice fields at that time of day. And I also wasn't quite aware how, like, what state are those rice fields in right now? Are they currently dry? Are they underwater? I'm not quite sure, okay? So we pretty much rode past the rice fields, and that's a stretch that lasts, I want to say, 15 kilometers. And guys, let me tell you, there were so many fucking bubbles of mosquitoes that you would ride in, and the first one, you would have mosquitoes all over you. You would pretty much get them in your mouth if you're not careful. I had one in my ear, and they just like would slap at your glasses. And after we rode there for like 40 minutes and arrived at the meetup point, I literally just spent 5 minutes trying to get all of these mosquitoes away from me. There was mosquitoes, like dead mosquitoes, obviously, like the same that you have with your windshield when you're riding with your car. They were in my helmet, they were in the cap that I'm using underneath my helmet. I had like my shirt, my jersey was like halfway dirty because of so many dead mosquitoes. And while we're like cleaning all of these fucking mosquitoes away, and I'm just thinking like, why the hell did I ever do that? Next time I'm gonna ride with a friend with a car to the meetup point and just like spare me the pain. But while we did that, one of my friends, you know, that rode to that was like, you know what the good news is? The good news is that these mosquitoes, you know, they don't bite. They don't bite. They just like, yeah, they don't poke you. At the same time as all of the fucking mosquitoes that are still half alive are just biting me, draining my blood. And I'm just like sitting there slapping at mosquitoes and killing them as they're trying to eat me alive. And honestly, for the next half hour, I was just itching all over. And he's like, no, the good news is that they don't bite. And I'm like, shut up, motherfucker. Like, what the hell? And I was like, what are you talking about? Oh. Yeah, so Mosquito City. So my hate for Brightwing has been renewed. Death to all fruit flies. Kill the mosquitoes. And just take them out. They're just buzzing around like Brightwing or Tracer. Bzz, bzz, bzz. Take the fly swatter and slap him hard. But yeah, a little bit of a side story. The ride was great, but that first 40 minutes was just an absolute disaster. So yeah, next time with the car, with the buddy, up to the meetup point, and then we'll take it from there. And we are going to take it from objective number 1. We had 2 kills so far, as you could see, but let's go a little bit deeper into the game. We got the first push coming up. No level 7 yet. But, well, here we go. Can they take that first fort down? Now, normally I'd say... maybe. But given that the shield was rather low and that they're burning the hit points down very quickly, they are lucky if they can do any damage at all to that fort. And they get 2 hits in with the Immortal, only 1, and that's it then. So, yep, there we go. But well, at the same time, level 7 talents are finally ready. Thrall is trying to stack, as already mentioned. Wants another one, and they're spreading. Do you see that? They immediately were spreading, and that's what you gotta do when you're going up against the Thrall. Now, normally when you're having Thrall, or back in the day, what always happened, and it happened specifically in solo queue, which was so tilting, you always had like the side lane Thrall. Thrall was like a proper side laner that was like soloing the side lane. I guess he technically still is. But he always had like that one dummy that was playing on Battlefield of Eternity with Thrall and then locked in Trash Lightning, hence the nickname, and moved to the solo lane where he couldn't stack and then was useless with this level 1 for pretty much the entire game. Now, if you're drafting a proper composition where you have Thrall part of the 4-man at the bottom of the map and you have a dedicated side laner, in this case Urel, who's now dead, then Thrall can all of a sudden start stacking, and then Trash Lightning becomes useful, and you can get continuous damage with every single stack that you get. But of course, once that you complete the talent, that's when it really shines because of the prioritization. You can do so much more damage. It's actually nasty how quickly you can burn the opponent down. So that's one of the things that we're going to see here throughout the game. Good for the cats now to also take the structures at the bottom of the map. At least they're trying. Richo is attempting to prevent this, soaking the damage wherever he can, but eventually this thing is going to fall. There was topside pressure at the same time, but Disgusting was trying to go for a 4-2. But here comes the play. They move in with Hirath, and they're trying to get not only stacks, but also a few hits in the kill. And they go for Muradin, and that was Imperious with a really nice move. Zack gets the stun. And that leads them to the fight at the objective itself. Now, the fort at the bot lane has been destroyed, so the cats are already ahead in structures. Thrall isn't really stacking as quickly as he probably like, so I guess that's the downside here. But he is sitting at 8 stacks. So as it continues, it's going to get a little bit more. Is able to follow it up with another one, just as I say it. And eventually, this is going to add up to him, potentially even be top damage in the game. Always depending on whether or not he's able to complete the quest fully. Because, as I said before, that's where the party really starts for him. But he has to be careful as he engages into this, especially when the rest of the team isn't there. Now, they're playing Imperious as a main tank. And this has been done before. But lately, he doesn't see as much play as he did in the past. And he has the level 10 abilities. So, yep, we got Imperious immediately turned into... well, careful here. Into an Uber Eats driver. Yeah, so he's going to be delivering kill opportunities all game long with his level 10. We got Sundering. And, well, there it is. They go for Marlow. Ah, the Ancestral. Nice. Captain Rex, even Stormbolt was missing here as he dodged out to the side. Good for him. Still no additional stacks for Thrall, though. He needs to throw that lightning out. Come on, buddy. You can do it. Use Mjolnir and just hammer away here. Yeah, Chromie. Oh, Sundering. And get those hits, baby. Whoop, whoop. They're heavily engaging and they're trying to go for the Chrome stun. Chromie is low and Chromie is dead. Flattened like a pancake by Urel as she jumps in hoops first. Chromie is dead. The Immortal is taken. That's a big boy Immortal right now. He has the big pants. Honio is alive. How the hell is Urel still alive? They nearly got a kill too. Now Thrall is trying to escape. He's sitting at 12 stacks. And I don't think Muradin is going to be able to get him. So we still have everybody back on the map now that Chromie is back to business. But it seems that Muradin might not make it. He jumps out, but the doggy is on his heels. And Greymin is very much so alone. He's the first one to fall. They're still trying to go for Muradin. But they just can't get him, especially with those blink heals coming in from Brightwing. But it doesn't change that we have topside now and Immortal absolutely unleashed and starting to take this down. Oh, Chromie gets caught and that's a kill. That's a wrap on her. Oh, come on. That should have been a kill, but half of the team just moved away there. So Drak here is now dead. Li Ming is lost, but the fight still continues. But that was nicely done by Disgusting. Saving Chromie and killing Li Ming. Not bad. Well done. They still lost the fort though, and they're losing a bit of the gate at the top. So all in all, still a win for the blue team, but of course this could have been done a little bit better. 13 stacks by now for Thrall. Nothing that really knocks my socks off, to be honest, but he's still the top damage for the team with the 21,000 that he's currently rocking. So he can get a bit closer to completing this. And we also have 31,000 for Chromie right now, 20,000 for Li Ming, and she's now moving up towards the top. They're not going to be able to get a camp here, but they already got one. They're of course trying to defend their fort. That's what all of this is about at the end of the day. And yeah, we got Greymin moving down to the bottom of the map to do his thing. So, time to shine. You know what pisses me off a little bit these days? Is like, apparently the new World of Warcraft add-on, not that I give a shit, has been called Dragonflight. And that annoys the hell out of me, because when I was in Korea, there was a Kakao talk game, like a mobile phone game that was called Dragonflight. And it was just one of those top-down scrollers that is absolutely amazing to kill sometime. I loved that game. It was so damn good. But at some point they discontinued the English version when they added new content, and that made it nearly impossible to play if we weren't totally fluent in Korean. So that game was, as far as I know, never ported into English, and there is no game that I know that exists like a straight-up copy in English, for example, just on the Android marketplace. And that always pissed me off a little bit. So every time when I'm now going to Twitter and I see Dragonflight trending, I'm just sitting there and I'm like, oh my god, yes, they finally did it! Because it was one of the things that I really liked. It was a simple game, but it was super, super fun. And yeah, it doesn't exist anymore. So they always give me hope and then they crush it. And that's just not cool. So yeah. You didn't know that before, and now you do. That's how that works. Alright, but anyways. With the halftime show already won over, there's still a camp traveling through the bottom of the map. So this is starting to be bad news for Disgusting. Yeah, they got some real trouble here. The longer this lasts, the more damage that bottom camp is most likely going to get. Now the good news is we're only at level 11. We are at minute 11. Minute 11. So yeah, that makes this a little bit easier. But yeah, either way, we now got 5 kills to 3. 13 talents for both sides, which gives us the Bronze Beard Rage for Muradin. Doesn't look like bronze to me. Why Bronzebeard? There's so many things. There's probably also some World of Warcraft stuff. Doesn't matter. The bullet is in, and they're gonna try. Oh, nice stun combo. Yeah, they're really putting pressure on the blue team now. But here comes Sundering, and the bunker saves his ass. But it seems that Thrall is not gonna make it. He actually does. He gets out. Wow. And he gets another stack. He's sitting at 18 now, and he gets the kill on Greyman. Oh my god. Holy macaroni. They are starting to murder them. Chromie is getting bullied and killed, and now they're going for Brightwing. Yeah, sorry, but you're dead too. There's absolutely no chance. 5-man team wipe everybody. Nicely done. Yeah, very, very well done here. Yeah, take a look at this one. Thrall, I have no idea how they were able to save him here. The heals, his trade, I mean, everything kicked in at the right moment in time. Nicely done. So now we got 16 on the board, 10 kills to 3. With the 16 talent, we're also getting the Tempest Fury. Not quite sure why I would go for Synergy, but I mean, fair enough. Not a talent that you see all that often, to be absolutely honest. If you're going for a Synergy with the level 1 talent, then of course Thunderstorm is the one that you would opt for. But there's also the Wolf Synergy with your level 4 and your level 16. Okay, that hasn't been taken, but still. But they also made the adjustment on level 13 with the Frostwolf's Grace right now. Either way, it's working for them. They have 10 kills to 3, and they are on their way to victory, and then a participation in the grand final, which gives them another 7 points guaranteed for the ranking. Thrall with 31,000 is top damage. They got the keep. The question is simply, can they get the core? They get the damage in pretty quickly, but they might have to fall away from this, despite the fact that the opponent doesn't have level 16 yet. So, yeah. There we go. Alright. Okay. And the thing is that people actually told me that Bronzebeard is the name of Muradin's family name. As if that would explain anything. Look at the picture. Does it look like a Bronzebeard? No, it doesn't. So it's like, I still don't get it. It doesn't explain things. This just replaces one conundrum with a different one. Does he have a ginger in the family? Is this not hereditary? Like, what's happening there? What's going on with that bronze beard? I haven't seen a bronze beard yet. We don't even have a skin with a bronze beard. Blizzard, please, don't just present shit at us without giving us an explanation. So there we go. Oh, Thrall with another hit. Come on, buddy, you can complete this one. 23, another 7. Easy, baby. Yeah, the Stormbolt hits though. And there's the heal. Thundering into the corner. I want these stacks, my friend. Go and get them. Hibbity hop, come on. The dwarf jumping out again. But they're going for a ritual this time. Good shield, but this is still not going to help him. He dies. They're getting a few more hits in. Oh, the fruit fly. Lavakal escaping. Insane. He should have died there at least 3 times over, but he gets out. Does that save their keep? Probably not. Too much aggression from the cats. 16 versus 16. Bad news for them. Imperius is down, but so is the keep. And up to this point, Disgusting hasn't even taken... Oh, and Thrall didn't make it either. Alright, guys. A minute of silence for the War Chief. Alright, that's enough. So, they're going for the halftime show victory. They're going to try and get that. Disgusting is already jumping in. And the catapults are pushing for the core. And Blaze will have to take care of the bot lane, or they're going to have 3 catapults on the core in just a second. But this is probably going to be a big immortal for them. Yeah, I mean, 20 seconds for Thrall, 16 for Imperius. They gotta get the objective and do some real damage here. They wanted the camp, but they were shut down. But they can't afford to get another kill. And Urel is alive. Okay. They shouldn't really try to get kills here. Honestly, just survive. Just survive. You already got the camp. That's pretty much all that you were able to do here and you needed to do. At this point, just play it cool and slow. So off we go. Here's the jump. Greymane moving back out. Mimikyu avataring up. And they are going to get this one. The question is just simply, do they all have all 5 on the map when it happens? And so far, things are looking good. Finally a moment where Disgusting could bring this back. Their chances have been dwindling, but they still can technically make it happen and force game number 3. Still potentially a thing. So let's find out if they can pull this one off. I mean, they won't be able to if they don't push with this. Maybe they get the fort, but they were of course hoping for more. At least I hope so. So, yeah. Onyo jumps back out. Mr. Octa. And, yeah, the fort is going to be taken down, but that's all that they're going to get here. Unless, of course, a sneaky kill against the support happens, then it would be a different story, but I doubt it. And we have 26 stacks now on Thrall's level 1, which means that he is likely going to complete this. And once that he's done with it, I promise you, he can poke them down like there's no tomorrow. Yeah, completed quest on Thrall on this one is kind of nasty. It's really crazy. Depending on how long the game lasts, he might even get top damage here. He can pretty much poke whatever he wants, any structure, and the damage is automatically then jumping on heroes. 70,000 for Chromie. And now they're stealing the camp. The level 20, of course. Quite nice in that situation. Yeah, they get the camp. We have 27 stacks now for Thrall. And he also... Yeah, they're pressuring. There's an entire level until the red team is level 20, so why wouldn't you pressure? Just siege up on them and see what you can do here. Worst case scenario, Thrall gets a few opportunities to get hits in. You still have a camp, you have catapults, and if, for example, Greymane, as he does here, moves out a bit too much, you can try and catch him maybe with the Thundering. Yeah, 29 stacks for Thrall. He's getting there, baby. He's getting there. He's so close. One more hit, and it's party time for him. And, well, he might get that hit, but he's probably also going to die. No! He didn't get the hit! Come on. You can do it. I believe in you. Ah. That's just a shame. Okay, so what else do we get? Mimikyu is still hopping around here. They are believing in their chances. They are fighting tooth and nail. They've been reduced to only the core for a long time now, but they're still battling it out. Now we're ending up in another situation where the red team has the upper hand in numbers. So, can they? Yeah, they're trying. We get the fortified bunker. A rewind on the dwarf. They're already getting aggressive. And they're actually falling away from it. They're not trying to do anything here. Instead, they're just simply going for the camps, and they're taking both camps. And of course, now we're 20 minutes into the game, which means that these camps are starting to really hurt. Right wing gets attacked. Stormbolt is in. They gotta keep him alive, though. Imperius is not looking good here. Where's that Ancestral when you need it? There it is. Yeah, that was a little bit stupid. So now they're losing Rhaegar. Now they're losing... I mean, honestly, they're starting to throw here. This is Throw City. They just got Thrall back, and they lost 2 heroes now. So that's not how you want this to happen. Yrel can buy a little bit of time, of course, and she will, forcing them to react at the top side. Blaze is already on his way, and now Thrall is moving in too. But it doesn't really change that they need to buy a bit more time for this. Comes in, Sundering. The fuck is that? I mean, at this point, they're really asking for it. Did he really think he can get a solo kill here? Completing the quest, I get. Even that is a risk, and you have to be ready to use a 20 to jump out. But was he actually trying to get a solo kill? I mean, I'm sorry, buddy, but that is quite the ask. And now we have the same situation as we had previously. They're committing to this. They have a Chromie, you guys know that, right? You do get that. There's the temporal loop, and goodbye, Yrel. What are they doing? Quest is completed for Thrall, but what the hell are they doing? You do know they got a Chromie. You do know that they got Temporal Loop and that they got also CC on multiple heroes right now. I mean, come on, boys. You played a real solid game. Good control, good decisions. And now all of a sudden, it's just like... Yeah, I don't know. It's just they ran out somehow. They ran out of smart or something. I don't know what's going on here. Okay, they're trying to catch someone, and they're actually getting... Well, the bunker is out early, but they're fighting another 4 versus 5. They're battling another 4 versus 5 here. Just survive. At this point, just survive. Just get away. Try to get away. Sundering covers the retreat. The fort at the top has fallen. They're buying time for Yrel. You have a Thrall with a completed quest. You can play that game. You can't... I don't understand. Why? Just defend. For the love of God, why are you flanking with 4 into 5? Just defend. Thrall can poke. What is this? I mean, Disgusting is doing everything right. They're just waiting for the cats to fuck up and then they punch them. That's what's happening here. What ended up... that the maximum that I would have seen here is that they keep force. Now they can maybe even go for core. This is insane right now. And here, just use your Q, dude. You can poke them down slowly. Brightwing can do a lot, but it's a long battle, or it would have been. But now they might lose the game. Hey guys, we're going game 3. I have no idea what the cats are doing. Like, this is insane. I mean, Throw City, baby. Good for Disgusting to exploit all of this, but the cats, they just stopped playing at some point. Ridiculous. GG as we are going to game number 3.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
Alright guys, so a couple of things are happening here. First of all, these fuckers just switched sides on me. So we are adjusting the overlay. Not that big of a deal, but still. And it even slipped past me, but yeah, either way. So, until the moment, up to the moment where, for some reason, the shot caller of the cats had apparently a stroke, things were going really, really fine for the cats who now find themselves on the right side of the map. And then all of a sudden, they just decided that it's a pretty stupid idea to play the game with 5 heroes, and they wanted to always be at a numbers at disadvantage. So now we're heading into Infernal Shrines, map number 3. Personally, didn't really think that we would end up in that situation, and I think nobody did. But good on Disgusting from exploiting all of of these mistakes. Now, you can always make the argument that there were so many mistakes made by the Cats after they thought they had the game won that it was pretty much impossible to not capitalize on these, but still. As it stands, the Cats tried their best to throw the game, and you know what? They succeeded. They threw the game, and now we're going to game number 3. But maybe they just wanted to have a little bit more playtime. Maybe they want to warm up for the grand final. Maybe they wanted to be nice to the audience and provide you guys with a little bit more content. But yeah, all jokes aside, I think nobody is more pissed than the Cats that they have to play game number 3 now. For Disgusting, that's pretty amazing, because now they have a chance to decide the series in their favor. But yeah, it's kind of crazy. It's honestly a little bit nuts when you think about it. Unbelievable. I mean, so many moments. Hirath in one of these situations was trying to get a solo kill against Brightwing, moving into multiple heroes. Granted, he didn't see some of them, but he needed to at least anticipate that there were more than an individual isolated hero. And then, I mean, yeah, I don't know. Happens. Whatever. Game 3 now. Junkrat as we're heading into. We have this time not a single support targeted. Alright. I gotta rewire my brain a little bit, because the entire time that I look towards the left, I'm thinking about Cats now that we're on the draft, but of course they swapped sides. So now we got Lavakal on Anduin, very early Anduin pick, and Durell, so maybe Genji combo. You don't have to, you have other heroes that you can combo with, but still, that's at least something that I would be a bit suspicious of if I'm the Cats. Drakion, Junkrat, Blaze, and Captain Rex takes his Lucio now that he's available. So previously he couldn't pick him because it was banned over and over and over again. Right now we get Lucio, and off we go. Okay, what are we getting on the bans though? We got well, that answers that question. Imperius, no more stuns. They weren't too happy with Imperius. Hey, it's some good stuns. Played it nice at the beginning. And there's the Hammer ban. Sergeant Hammer banned out. Good choice as well. But yeah. Okay. Let's get our double pick in. What is going to be combat off with Anduin? Or did they really want to go for Sergeant Hammer and had that kind of baked into their composition and are now a little bit upset about it? Picking another StarCraft DPS, so they're going for Tychus. It's time for Odin to show what it's made of in those shrine fights. And Diablo for a couple of sexy wall stuns. Yeah, let's get those. Whereas on the right side, the final 2 picks for the Cats. Jojo, more AoE, and Greymane. Alright, it's tons of AoE already. And also very nice damage, also, especially against Diablo if he goes for the bullet here. What else are we getting? Final pick. We need more damage. Damage, all the damage. Doesn't mean you have to get a range damage dealer again. Another melee does the trick as well. The one thing they're not going to go for is a support. And there's Kalthas, nice. We talked about this on the first map, that Infernal Shrines would be a good one for this, and now they're actually doing it. So let's see if he can be a bit more successful this time. Kalthas, ladies and gentlemen, the final pick for the final map, Infernal Shrines. The semi-final is going to come to an end here, and one of these 2 teams will move on to the grand final of qualifier number 8. The Cats against Disgusting, everybody! Lavakal for the last time on Anduin, Mimikyu on Diablo, Richu on Urel. We got Itrax on Tychus and Alvaros on Kalthas. And on the right side of the map, it's Drakion, Junkrat with Hirath on Greymane, Marlow on Jojo, Captain Rex is playing Lucio, and the horny Octa is playing Blaze. Okay, so Alvaros for the second time in this series with Mana Addict. He plays Kalthas once again. And let's see what they can do with this. At this point, the question is honestly, can they increase the win rate on him a bit? Or not? They lost the first map, but this is a bit better in regards to what you are getting out of your bomb thingies. What's it called? Living bombs, there we go. There we go. I was looking for the wrong word there for a second. But yeah, can they pull it off this time? Nice CC that they got. They also got good damage. You can carpet the floor a little bit with all of that flame stuff. So let's go. That's just wrong, by the way. Diablo riding on that mount, I don't really know why, but this just looks so wrong. I can't even give you a reason. But it just looks fucking wrong. Look at this. Looks like a mantis or something. On a dog. Yeah, that's just not okay. I really can't tell you what it is, but something is just not, yeah, that's just wrong. Anyways, we got Lucio in, so for the first time Lucio can actually be picked. Top side, Urel just hops away, no problem for her. And they're trying to get something. Ooh, they're even invading down here, or at least they were thinking about it. Yeah, that would have probably backfired pretty hard. They were only 3. But that's a nice move. God, I love these plays. I really, really like it. Like a Diablo flip into gravity lapse, or any kind of stun into a gravity lapse and then proper follow-up is always just so neat. And they did exactly that. So Mimikyu prepped the play with a wall stun against Lucio, and then the follow-up was just spot on. They get the kill. Lucio is down. And that's at least leads into this. So what are we gonna get now? We got on level 4 the Netherwind as usual, the Hand of Freedom, and they're also taking the 3rd camp at the bottom of the map. With Tychus going into Master Assassin as usual for the passive, not so much for the stacks. Both great if you can get it, but the main reason is the passive. So we got Insatiable and Viciousness for Greymane. The Wolf goes for the hits. But yeah, top side, still our 1 versus 1. Nothing really too crazy happening. Everybody's waiting for the shrine. The thing is that particularly the blue team will be willing to give the first one up, fighting on the second one then with level 10 and with Odin. You don't want to get snowballed heavily before that is going to be a thing. But they now also got Kelthas. So this changes the equation a little bit. Definitely allows you for a lot more poke here. With the camp at the top, it also means that you could technically try and push another wave out. Maybe with Kelthas. But they are going straight for the battle on Shrine number 1 and making their move there. Alright, let's see who locks in the first one. Punisher number 1. We're talking Mortar Punisher on the first one. A bit of a lead taken. Kelthas obviously in a pretty good spot for this. And Greymane and Tychus already had a bit of a meeting here. So yeah, more hits are fired. And seems like they're fairly even on this one. Everybody is committing to it. It's actually interesting that nobody is moving in for level 7 first. Urel is finally going to the top lane to get the experience for them. So yes, level 7 is ready. They have a bit of a lead. The talent advantage as Urel is coming in to try and exploit that. They're pushing them back already, but they're also falling behind on stacks. So Disgusting is, or was, ahead, but they are now taking 2nd place again as the Cats are capitalizing on the level 7. They're also capturing Jojo here. Wall stun, gravity lapse, everything is ready. Oh boy. Yeah, they have to fall back very quickly, and that opens up the objective. 38, 39. They lock the Punisher in. Diablo loses his life, so that's the one they had to sacrifice, but that is absolutely worth it. So top lane pressure as the Punisher is being attacked in the middle. They're going to get 2 walls here most likely, and that's about as good as it gets in the early stages. So yeah, not too shabby. All 4 are at the top. Joder at the bottom, Greymane in the middle. But yeah, they get the wall, and they probably are going to get the same thing more or less in the middle. And actually, no. It's much easier defense than I thought. But again, they got some structural damage, and more importantly, they made sure that the opponent didn't get the Punisher. That's the more important thing. Keep in mind, after level 10, they got Onan. That's a big plus when you're playing for any shrine here. So, Urel already hopping in and out. We get in the middle of the map, or down here. An attempted steal on the camp. I say attempted because so far this thing hasn't been locked in and they're already dancing around it, but they're only attempting to slow them down so that Urel can get more value at the top, and she does get quite plenty of that, so maybe not destroying the fort, but that's good damage for free on a fort at the top lane. No, not too shabby. That's pretty much 50%, not quite, 40 gone of the hit points. And at the same time now, the push with the camp down at the bottom of the map. It's about level 10 abilities, trying to get slowly ahead. incremental advantages that just compound. So they will have level 10 abilities in another moment. But it's not really going to take too long for the cats to catch up on it. So, yeah, unless somebody gets caught really out of position. Tiger should be a bit careful here, but as you can see, Blaze was sitting at the side, couldn't make anything happen. Blessed Shield could technically be used. I doubt that they're going to commit to it just for Diablo. He has his stacks also complete, and there's level 10 now for both sides. So immediately, we got Phoenix, we got the Light Bomb, we got Tigers with Odin as expected. And Diablo and also Lucio still waiting for their ults. Playing a little bit of a game of chicken of how to play around that right now. Reminded me a little bit in the days of old. So, yeah. But let's have a bit of a look there. Alright, so got still level 10 here. Let's see. Oh, by the way, also... that overlay is, yeah, I adjusted one overlay, I didn't adjust the other one. Honestly, I should start docking teams points for this shit. Like, at this point, I should really start to dock teams points for, like, not keeping the same side. I mean, this is the 4th season of the X Cup, year after year after year, and we still have teams that are not able to keep themselves on the same side within the same series. It's getting a little bit ridiculous. So, yeah. That is... certain, maybe I just like take away game host privileges for some teams, something like that. But yeah, either way, 1-to-1 kills now. As explained during the draft, they switched sides, so the cats are on the right side. Kind of forgot about the in-game overlay. So right now we get a slight advantage for the cats. Nothing too nasty though. But yeah. Well, with that, we got 20 stacks for Khaldor, just in time for the fight, so that's good for him. Has the shield ready and gets the quest reward. But the battle is now a very different one. Phoenix is already out, and here comes Odin, baby! Oh yeah, Odin is in. And there's the hit. They maybe get something done here. Mimikyu on the left, they're trying to push this, but 30 stacks for the red team already shows pretty clearly that they're totally expecting to lock this one in for themselves, and they should. So Odin or no Odin doesn't really matter anymore. With all of the AoE that Disgusting has, they're still not able to take the Punisher away from the cats. So yeah, cats take it, and that will be the first fort of the game. So yeah, Disgusting is the one that pulled ahead a little bit initially because of the damage that he could do up at the top. But now we got a level 13 talents here, and the Punisher push with the Frozen Punisher, by the way, which is even better. So you have your inbuilt Sylvanas skill, pretty much, that will allow them to push this even harder. And the wall is, I mean, that's the minimum if they want to push with it. So yes, 13 talents are ready. And we still have the plays top and mid lane from Blaze and Greyman, as they are getting some damage there as well. Diablo, nice. Once again into the gravity lapse. Lucio, he experienced the... he thought he got away. That was kind of cool. He experienced that same play already earlier and was murdered. And I love how Lucio thought that this time he got out. And he gets absolutely crushed. Same as Draka down here. But just for the lulz, check this one out. Have a look at Lucio. So Lucio gets caught here. Moves in, gets caught, zip, into the gravity lapse. Then he thinks he gets away, and all of a sudden Urella is just like, nope, and completely murders him. Nope. Fan-fucking-tastic. He's like, I'm alive! And Urella moves in, bam! Mace to the face, and it's over. Alright. Okay, so we got 3 kills to 1 in favor of Disgusting. But they nearly lost their bottom keep. That took some damage. The first structure that was taken out, by the way, is the first fort that fell. But they are trying to correct that error as they are pushing against the cats. And for the cats, it's more than just a little bit annoying. They should have already won the semi-final with the 2-0. But instead, they have to fight through the 3rd map here. And in the early game, it didn't even look all that good for them. But they are starting to get slightly ahead. A little bit in experience. And also in structures. Even trying to now steal the camp away once more, which they do. Successfully. And they open up the wall in the middle at the top. top lane in particular is down to 50% HP. So, yeah, let's go. There's the hits coming. 16 any moment now, that's what they're waiting for. And they're probably already signaling Urel move back. She dodges everything. Good job by Richu. Yes, good job by Richu. But they're gonna get that fort now. Well, if they can get the minion wave in, that is. Blessed Shield has already been used. There's the bullet. Again, it's the fight with level 16 against a team that is only running level 13 talents. That's a big advantage here. But Disgusting is defending this a lot better than I expected them to. Was also enhanced by the fact that the camp or the minion wave was a bit too far away, so they couldn't do anything about that. But either way, now what are we getting? We got still the siege at the top. Maybe try to go for Dibbles. No, not yet. But it's another shrine. What the cats really wanted to do is, of course, take down that fort before the objective spawns, so that there's no fountain anymore for Disgusting. But that is obviously not something they can really accomplish here any longer. So good job by Disgusting. They got the level 16 and they're turning this in a very even battle on the top lane. So it's all about... Oh, Diablo. Careful. Careful. Quick playing games with my heart here. Turning full Backstreet Boys on us. Yeah, Dragons, that goes down. Dibbles nearly died, but then he turns it around and they're getting the kill on Drag here. So the cats are again in trouble. Guys, if the cats lose this game, Disgusting, I mean, that would be amazing for them. But at the same time, the cats would probably be quite pissed. I know I'd be angry. After that second game, if you're then losing the third one too, I would be furious. Absolutely furious. So what we have right now is Urel jumping straight into the bullet and has to use the ult to get out of there. So I'm not quite sure if she realized what she was getting herself into here, but at least she survived through it. Bit of a barbecue play. Blaze is still alive and Urel moved in again and nearly died. But up at the top, Itrax, he's at 39 and is taking it. Okay. Could have maybe delayed it for the rest of the team to have a little bit more time, but no, they go for it. So now they have a chance to take that fort down. And I mean, they will. That fort is going to be destroyed. Yeah, Diablo, another bullet, but gets moved out quickly. Phoenix is in, and they also continue to keep prodding with Khaldor. He has Ignite right now as one of his tools. They're trying to get the kill over here on Blaze. And I'm not quite sure if they can get this one, but they can definitely get some serious damage here. And now that Urel says hello, that's going to be the end of him. Yeah, Mr. Octa, he's down. And so is the fort. So at the top side, they could try and push here, but they don't. They just leave it up to the Punisher. Instead, they're moving into the middle with the minion wave, and the whole goal is to take the second fort apart. And they're even popping Odin for that. Yep. That's fort number 2. All of a sudden, Disgusting is heavily ahead here. Taking 2 of the forts and maybe even getting a third. I mean, they're at least going to get a camp. But 5 kills to 1 paints a pretty bleak picture for the cats right now. They need to win some team fights, and it hasn't happened in a while. The bullets are thrown out by Greymane over and over again. He's at 44,000 against the 32k that Tychus brings in, but they can't get the kills. That's pretty much the biggest problem that they have. Where are the kills when you need them, right? So currently another fort is being attacked. Blaze is just now on his way back. But fucking Junkrat. But he still has to wait this out a little bit. Now guys, I don't know. This is getting a little bit wild here. Only Diablo died for Disgusting. He's the only one that they were able to take down, the cats. And this is getting a little bit dangerous. Cats again, looking for an engage, looking for a fight, looking to also save their bottom fort. But camp after camp is now being claimed by Disgusting, and that also means that they're slowly moving ahead in experience. Mercenary experience is also starting to slowly tilt in their favor, at least if they keep it up like this. They have now taken another one, and yep, there it is. Hero experience heavily ahead. And minute experience isn't looking too bad either. So the gap is small, but it's there. And passive experience should now also increase for them, especially since they just now destroyed the 3rd fort. So there's not a single outer structure any longer for the cats, which is gonna make their next fight for an objective also a bit harder for them. Even playing field though, since Disgusting lost their own fort at the bot lane. But they will get level 20. Now thankfully for the cats, the gap isn't that big. It's not that wide of a gap. So there it is. Either way, all the way up at the top. We got, yeah, the next one taken out. And Tychus, he's just going to grab it. They're going to time that. 38 stacks on Khaldor, so shield is being expanded here a little bit. Definitely a nice mana pool to play around with. And there's level 20. Interesting enough, a little bit faster for the cats even, because they just took their camp and the rest. But both teams have it. Seraphim is in. Oh, and that blessed shield is going to hurt. Yeah, they saw an opportunity to take Diablo down and nearly got him, but the blessed shield missed, and that means that now we don't have a blessed shield for them for the next fight. That's a cooldown they're not going to get back, so a big disadvantage here on this at least. And that's good news for Disgusting, who now have a chance to take another Punisher and maybe get the bottom keep. Here comes the big red button already, instantly locking this in. We also got the flamethrower, so even more safety for Khaldor, as he's going to stay in the back. Diablo gets attacked, Phoenix is out, and they're taking full control over the shrine for now. Yep, they gotta get those next few hits in against these minions though. Already sitting at 20, looking good on that. Here comes the Reptile. Greymane in trouble for a second. So is Blaze, has the ability to still bunker up, but the cooldown has now been burned. There's a lot of cooldowns that they lost. Urel still has a survivability. Blessed Shield upgraded into the Radiating Faith, and the ult is ready again. 38 stacks, they're gonna get this one. They are gonna get it. They should be able to get it. But Tychus is dead. Tychus is dead, Punisher is taken. They're still looking for additional kills, and Dibbles is saved. What about the Space Goat? Yeah, she's jumping out and is trying to run slalom around them, but there's just no way. So Urel is dead, but we have an attack coming in at the top and one at the bottom of the map right now. Should be able to defend all of this, but it also means that the cats won't be able to capitalize on the kills they just got. So a little bit unfortunate for the blue team that they're not going to get a lot out of this objective. But then again, it would have been way worse if the opponent grabs it. Yeah. Losing, if Urel doesn't die there, maybe it's a different story, but even then it would have been a tough sell. So as it stands, they lost the top wall, and that's probably it. A couple of the camps are going to be lost. I guess one more tower might also be obliterated. But yeah, that's roughly it here. So this one is also going to fall. And the cats buy themselves a little bit more time. Only problem that comes with it is that those catapults still hurt, and they hurt more and more the later we get into this game. But there's not a single kit that has been destroyed yet. So that's the good news. And both of the forts are now going to fall on the side of Disgusting, because they're just not ready in time for the top lane defense. It's just not going to be a thing. So this one is gone as well. Goodbye. Okay. Nicely done. Disgusting. They're still not out of this yet, but things have become more difficult now. Really funny series. Very, very interesting, considering that in game number 1 it just seemed like the cats were the better team. The way they presented themselves, and to be honest with you, they did the same thing in game number 2, up to the point, as I said earlier, where apparently they collectively suffered a stroke and didn't know how to play Heroes of the Storm anymore. Yeah, that was a bit wild. That was an insane throw on a map that doesn't have a throw pit, which makes it even more impressive. But Disgusting, they are apparently willing to take some risks now, so they are sieging up with a level 20 on Tychus, just saying, okay, let's slowly poke this down. We got Tychus, let's use the ult, get close, and just do as much damage as we can here. Yeah, Urel's still moving around, they got some together. And in the middle of the map, is this also going to pressure the wall? It could technically, unless Blaze or Greymane are now moving into the middle, and they will any moment now. Next objective spawns topside. Neither team has a fort there. Either team can still win this. They are so close right now in pretty much everything. It's a bit crazy, honestly. Yeah, they are super, super close here. And I still have no idea who's gonna win this one. To me, it's still fascinating that we are in this situation in the first place, so yeah. It's a trap. It's a trap! But yeah, pretty bad one, because Jojo kind of gave it away. I don't think they expected anybody to rotate in there properly. But likely the next objective is going to decide the game. We're 21 minutes in. Next objective is most likely going to decide it here. And it should be announced pretty soon. There it is. Alright. Moment of truth. Anduin with a sensor. And that's a little bit more CC on their end. Urel is trying to push the bot lane out. I don't really know how much this is gonna do. I mean, yes, the wall is down. Can you maybe get the keep with it? I doubt it, but we'll see. There is that catapult, so there's that. And they're obviously falling away from it, but it's all about the top fight, more so than anything else. So yeah, there it is. Early position for the cats. This is for all the marbles, everybody. This is it, ladies. Right now, do or die. Win it or lose it. This is where the game is likely going to be decided. Unless we have a wild situation where a team takes the Punisher and the other one loses multiple heroes. But as it stands, an early Odin has already been used. There's the catapult down at the bottom of the map that enhances the lane push a bit. And I think the keep is going to take damage. The question is just how much. But up here at the top, it's the red team that takes a slight lead. So yeah, this is the big one. They're starting to come in again. Trying to go for a bit on a coordinated play against Blaze. That hasn't happened. Didn't even bunker up yet. The bullet is out. But they're still fine. Riptire is coming. Bottom keep is suffering some damage already, but not too much. Light bomb against Greymane. And he jumps away. But the blue team is starting to lose hit points and they're losing them quickly. Yeah, they are starting to be a bit in a pickle here. So all just moving away from this. Bottom keep is still fine. Hasn't lost too much yet. And the catapult has now spawned for the cats. So it's going to push this back. Who gets the kill? 34 stacks already be had. And there's the bunker. And it isolates Diablo. Nice pull from Anduin. Blessed shield. Not connecting as well as they wanted. But it's enough to get them the kill on Anduin. And Disgusting is likely going to lose it here. They lost 2 heroes, they lost the objective, and now they're on the run. The chase is on though, as the cats are looking to lock in the victory on map number 3 of this series. Opening up the sidewall, making sure that they're ready for when the Punisher gets baited over and connects the stun. Urel is trying, hops out, but the wall is already destroyed. And this is bad, bad news for the team. Here we go. At this point, they have the move straight up for the top keep. Catapult is in on it as well. 24 minutes in, 20 seconds until Anduin is back, 25 for Tychus. This should be game, guys. This has to be game. I don't have any idea how they're going to try and save this. I don't think they can. Maybe if Khaldor somehow pops off with all of the damage spread that he has. But with Greymane in the picture and all the damage he can contribute, it's unlikely. Can they get the kills though? The core is falling and it's falling quickly, but does it fall quickly enough? 66%. Everybody's back. Tychus is here too. They need to take Greymane down if they want to have a chance here. And Greymane dies, but he dies too late. The cats with a 2-1 victory as they move on to the grand final of qualifier number 8.